All right. Well, hopefully things are working. I'm just refreshing things to make sure that it's actually going. Yeah, all right, we're good. Let's wait a little bit for some people to join, but I should probably explain for those of you who are watching the VOD what's going on. So I said I was going to start streaming around, well, 7. It's 19. I usually go in 24-hour time, but instead I've slightly delayed things to 7:30. So yeah, it's a little bit after 7:30 on Sunday, May the 12th, and I think we're going to be making a race Bugo today, first thing. So let's get started with that. My throat is a little clogged up today, so I'm sorry if I am uh, making more like throat noises than usual. Let's clone this and then work with the clone version. The race Bugo is going to be an interesting one. Hello to everybody who's joining. I just have to switch over things, make sure that it's all set up. We should be good to go in automation. Oh yeah, there might be some noise above me as well. This microphone is pretty sensitive, so you may hear that. What's my favorite car? Not sure what my favorite car is, to be honest. I like a lot of different cars, but it's hard to pick a favorite. Like, if I was to pick a favorite car, it would be based on, um, like, different categories, I think. That would make the most sense. So let's call this one the Bugo Sport. So it's the Bugo Sport. This is going to be interesting. What's a Bugo? You kind of have to watch my channel to understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's basically what a Bugo is. We are going to make a sport version of this beauty. And we're going to do an engine swap and whatever else we can change in this clone version. And that's going to be it. The Bugo is a very capable sport hatch. I mean, it's got 28.5 horsepower, so it's not exactly capable. Thoughts on Miata? Miatas are classic and pretty cheap, although kind of not that cheap these days. I have never driven one, but I definitely would like to. Okay, let's start off with an engine swap. The Bugo needs a new engine. We could take the, let me see. We've got some boxer engines. We've got Eco 1.5. Oh boy, that's not good. TRO performance engine. Let's not do that. I've got a lot of engines that I didn't know I had. Rotary. There we go. We could put the Trig X engine in this just to see. uh, dual overhead cam. All light parts like a Honda VTEC. What shall we call you? I don't know. People have been saying autoflux. That works for me. Automotive is a bit of a mouthful, so autoflux is good. My actual name is Andrew, but yeah. Rotary. I'm seeing a lot of rotaries. This means we don't even have to make a new engine. Let's see if it fits. Please fit. Please, game. Oh, it fits. It does fit. So it's got the engine out of the Trig X, but it looks like it's horizontally. Hold on a minute. Let's just get rid of the bonnet. There we go. It looks like, yeah, it's transverse mounted, which is interesting. So it's the engine from the Trig X, but transverse mounted. I wonder why it does that. I guess that's the only way it would fit. But the Bugo has gained a bit of weight and also a whole lot of wheel spin issues. It probably needs a full new drivetrain. I think that this car has, yeah, now it has 300 horsepower. That's 10 times the power. That's more than 10 times the power it had previously, so it's already a bit of a disaster. Wheel spin. See, this is just a quick preview. This is the rotary engine from the Trig X, but we could make a Bugo specific rotary. All-wheel drive now? Hold on a minute. Let's go back to this engine. Oh, that's not smooth at all. That is a rough curve on that thing. How does it fit though? Okay, we obviously can't change that stuff. What is the fitment on this? So it actually has a lot of room. We could do something quite a bit bigger than this engine. Obviously, this one being an i3, it's actually smaller in displacement, I think, than the actual Bugo engine. Either that or the Bugo engine was a 900cc and I'm forgetting. Better version of the 2JZ. 42 horsepower, 69 torque. Bugo specific? Yeah, I think so. What I want to do, like, I'm only going to make 2 cars today because I don't have too much time. Like, I need to sleep. So I want to spend some time on them and make them a little bit better than usual. Okay, let's go rotary again, but this time we'll make a new family. So it's going to be an inline 3, although, I mean, that's just how it's working usually for rotaries. This is the Sport Bugo, so aluminum. When it comes to this, we need, like last time I made a very square engine, and that was the rotary, but if we lower this down and we raise this up, we should be able to get more power at high RPM. Hopefully. Theoretically. Yeah, no, I already cloned it. So we're good. I've got some water here. Keep my voice from disappearing entirely. 8-liter, 4,000 horsepower V16. Well, I do have the V16 DLC, but I don't think it's going to fit. So front-wheel drive is currently the only way that this can go, which sucks because it's currently transverse, and that's the only way this car will go. So it's not even possible to go in any of these other things right now. So we are locked front-wheel drive. We don't have actual rotary engines in the game, so that's where our pretend rotaries come in. So let's make it as big as it'll be, a 1.6. And we'll do dual overhead cam as well. We'll just keep going aluminum because that just makes sense. We're going to need some heavy insides. This is 1980, so this might not even be possible. Dying. Okay, lightweight forge because we want the RPM, and forged as well. Quality is going to need to be all the way up. This might not actually be possible, but I'm hoping that we can at least get high RPM. Turbo for sure. Just do a quick race preset. This is going to be a heck of a car. Like, the actual Bugo is down in the quality sliders all the way. So for this, yeah. VTEC-y? I mean, we could go for a VTEC knockoff. Keep in mind, though, this car is from 1980, so the tech is not great. As you can see, we can only really do what we were limited to back in the 80s. So, that's not good. It has a few issues. Let's go back to the top end. Lower down the compression. Lower. Lower. Okay, it makes power now. But it doesn't make any power on the low end, which is really unfortunate. So what we can do, this is probably, I mean, it's living right now, which is good. Leaded fuel. Make it rev up to 12k with no power. Turbo lag. We're pros at engineering turbo lag, to be honest with you. Once you get down here, it's not even braking. Like, the engine actually still lives down here. So what we can do is, like, it's got this small turbo right now, right? Just make it bigger. Just massive turbo. And with that, we lost a bunch of power, but then we increase this, and we increase this, and we increase this. This is really bad. Don't actually do this in-game. And now what we can do is, like, we're not knocking, so we're good there. Raise up the fuel mixture. Compression is, like, mega low, so we can raise that a bit. At least until it starts to knock. Okay. We're getting somewhere slowly. This is like the most giant turbo you can do on this engine. Okay, knocking right there, so we'll leave it. And now we can just change the aspiration and we're good. Reverse turbo lag? No, it's like it has peak power and then you just die. That's pretty much what's happening. Huge turbo, no compression. Leaded gas and lower the RPM limit. No, we're still tuning it. We can get there. Don't worry. Hopefully. I mean, I'm hoping we can get there. What we can probably do now is just start lowering the turbine size, and you can see it's knocking. So because fuel economy is not something we're worried about at all here. Oh, you know what? Let's go super leaded fuel. That's the way to go. Thank you for the leaded fuel suggestions. We're just gonna raise the fuel mixture up so that when we go down on the turbine, it kind of future-proofs it a little bit, and we don't have to keep adjusting it. 240. 249, 250. All right, what's going on here? The intakes are very restrictive. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Keep going down. There's not much we can do in the 1980s. Horizontal linear curve at the top. 500 horsepower. See, the thing about the intercooler is if I make it too much smaller, then it's just not going to work based on the tuning I've currently done. What else is different besides the engine in this variant? We haven't done anything yet. It's only 11 minutes into the stream, so engine first, then bodywork, then other things. Okay, there we go on the power. Okay, knocking has become an issue. We can lower the compression again. See, we're losing just a touch of compression every time we do that, but as we shrink the turbine, we're gaining a little bit of power, and my hope was that we could get up to 12,000 RPM, but it looks like we're capping around 9,500, which is fine. So we'll just keep going with it. Speed and power. Linear on the top for kilowatts for VTEC just kicked in. Make the Bugo. This is going to be a wheel spin beast if we don't do something about the front wheel drive. But at this point, okay, no boost, max boost, whatever. So it seems like this is going to cap out with turbo tuning at 277. We can probably get more just by tweaking some of this stuff. We're not using our fuel currently, so we can try a little bit for that. Let's see, we can probably get away with a little more compression. Yeah, just a touch. 288. Let's see. Bring this up. No, see, if I bring this up, it just makes it worse. So we can go down in compression more. 289. More fuel. More timing. Heck, we'll go all the way up in timing if we can get away with it. Let's just go all the way up right now. And then we'll increase the fuel mixture. No, that's not worth it. Down we go. I think it was at 75. Down a bit here. 280, 287, 289, 290. 290 is not bad. That, like the we're gonna have to lower this down. It's still like this is actually a reliable vehicle, believe it or not. Reducing the cam profile will unfortunately pull back the RPM, which is not really what I want. I mean, we can make more power probably, but I want it to be like super high RPM, so that's what we're going with. We can do a quick test on the cam profile. We'll bring it down to there. Raise up the fuel. Like we just kind of straight up lose power, so it just makes sense to have the cam profile full race. At least I think so. Make it have independent suspension. I don't know, like, what we can change, because all I did was clone it, is engine. We can change suspension, but not the actual. Let's put the hood back on. We can't. Let me see. Yeah, we can do suspension, but we can't change it to non-leaf springs, which is unfortunate. But that's the thing. All we're doing here is just engine swap, and then some other things as well. Hopefully just like visual modification. Find a Peel P50 or Isetta bubble car mod. I've seen, like, Consider has currently got that going. You know what we could do? If we want to get more power, we can just go up to an i4 or i5. That's just a dangerous proposition, though. Oh, we can get a bit more out of that. You know what? We have not changed the exhaust at all. Oh, there we go. So it seems like the exhaust was mildly restrictive. So we can raise up the fuel a touch. Raise up the exhaust a little bit. Okay, we're just losing power. 311, 312. Not bad. Make a Prius. I think Liam from the Subscriber Showcase 2 has already outdone me Prius-wise. There's no chance I could make anything better than what he did. Our intakes are unfortunately quite restrictive, but 312 horsepower is more than 10 times what the Bugo had before, so I think that's going to do it. It is only an i3, so you can't expect the torque to be nuts. Okay, visual design. We can do a little bit better than what it currently is. So let's go to the all-car slot, just real quick, and let's make our own version of a sporty color, let's say. Oh boy. Oh no, the purple Bugo. Maybe like a green? What color do you think it should be? Oh no, it's not the showcase. But the showcase should be like this month. I'm working on it. It depends on timing of things. Oh goodness, what is this? It looks like, what is that? The fuel filter is sticking out of the hood. I mean the goodness, I can't even speak today. Sticking out of the grill. Cosworth. Russian race. I don't know what the Russian racing colors are. Jag green. Pop up wing. No, it's going to have a wing. It has to have a wing. Black, blue, maroon, beige. Wider fenders and bigger stability. See, we can widen the fenders, and we're going to have to, so let's do that. Ooh. Oh boy. Okay. So the race Bugo is really taking shape now. We need some wide lads on there. Let's just reset some of these fixtures here, because they're currently broken. We want it to maintain its look, but it's like the Group B Bugo now. Oh, it's wide. It's thick. Make it green. I'm gonna stick with this green for now until we come up with a decent like color choice. I don't know what to do yet. But look at that lad. It is wide. Oh boy. Oh no. We're gonna have to readjust a lot of the fixtures here. Let's just save that, say it's good. Wheel spin is going to be an issue, so those front wheels are gonna be like massive. We're gonna have to make some massive front wheels. What we didn't do though is change the bumpers back to plastic. Should we just go green or should we go plastic? Oh, and I totally didn't change the... Hold on a minute. I kind of forgot to save the green that we made. There we go. There it is. So yeah, if we go to the bumpers, we can make them plastic. And we can make the hood plastic as well. Bonnet, plastic. There we go. So it's the plastic... Oh, it's yellow? Okay. Whale tail. You know, this would be the kind of car that we could put a whale tail on. But this is like this is the true, pure form of the Bugo. This thing is beast. The Bugo R. That's what we should call it. I'm going to stick with the plastic for now. I'm going to stick with these colors for now. I think we can make the wheels, like they're currently steel. We'll just leave them steel for now. Okay, fixtures. So we need some aggression. We need to fix these. So let's first fix all of the small little issues that come with adding massive, whoops, let me lock those, that come with adding massive pieces onto the car. So that's good. Stuff I want to stay, I'm going to lock. So just like the basic Bugo parts, like all the lights and things, I don't want to change this part of it because this is fine. But pretty much everything else is going to need to be modified. Stuff like this we can put over here now. Stuff like this, it's very bent. And, oh, come on. There we go. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It kind of is breaking it, though. Whale tail? No, I see the whale tail stuff. Don't worry. I'm trying to think of a good way to, like, sportify this. That's not even a word. I'm just making up things now. Let's put a lip on it. It needs a body kit. If we don't have a body kit, it's not the true Bugo Sport. So we're going to lower this bad lad. Just like this. We're going to make this dark plastic. Oh, yeah. Now we have active arrow. Splitter. Oh, yeah, no, we got that. Let me see. Canards as well we're going to need. Oh, boy, this is going to be a build and a half here. Okay, so we have these as well. Let's mirror them. And then make that as big as it'll get. Plasticize it. Slap it on there. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. And then we need something on the back, too. So let's go for... oh, what about like this? Oh, is this too much? Is this too much for the Bugo? Oh, boy. Oh, man, that's bad. Okay. No. That takes away a little bit too much from it, I think. It's funny, though. Is it a bit too much? That doesn't matter. Hold on a minute. Let's quickly go to the wheels. Just so we can get like an accurate representation of what this is going to look like. I'm going to crank these out all the way. We're going for like the wide lad look. Oh, yeah. Okay. Back to fixtures. Oh my goodness, it's got stance. Look at the wheels. Dark army green. Look at the wheel spacers. Like somebody put some massive wheel spacers on this thing. We haven't even touched the brakes yet. Thicken them. It's pretty much as thick as it's gonna get. Let's see. So I'm thinking about these. They're not great, to be honest. Like we could put something like this on it, but it kind of just it kind of takes away from the whole Bugo look. We could go like that maybe. I think that's aggressive enough that it's not like too overly aggressive, but something we have to do is put like a huge exhaust at the back. Like if it's not a massive exhaust, okay, come back to me. And we can turn it there we go. So it's just straight out the back. Like it's gotta you know what? Let's do another one of the fake versions. Oh yeah. That's really good. I like it. You know what? Before we forget, I just want to add a little bit of a badge here. Bugo Turbo. Oh, Tyler, thank you for the donation. You're saying side pipes. I don't know about side pipes, to be honest. I was thinking that this back look might trump side pipes. Let's take a look at it with the whale tail, though, and see if it matches. I see the whale tail people are still here. They have not left. There are so many options, though. So we can go without, like, a pole in the middle. We can go... Let's go long. So just like that. Okay, so it kind of doesn't work. Which is a little bit sad. Maybe we can try a different one. We're gonna have to go with this one, I think. And then maybe if we okay, that's the wrong kind of rotation. Undo, undo. So the whale tail is nice, but I think that the like little piece on it is not going to work. So we'll just go style A. Oh yeah, that'll work for me. I like it. And then we can change that to be plastic as well, because if it's not plastic, then yeah, there we go. What do you think of that? The plastic on the right. Oh yeah, no, you are correct. That is not mirrored. It was originally mirrored, but I guess it unmirrored itself when it was added on. Exhaust on the roof? No. We're trying to be slightly sensible today. And by slightly, I mean slightly. Okay. The race Bugo is taking shape. I really like how subtle it is. Just kidding, it's not subtle at all. Look at the back. It's really good. I like it a lot. I'm trying to think of some other like decent things we can add before we just go too crazy with it. One of the exhausts is fake too. That's the best part of it. It's so good. Number 666. Whale tail on the front. Scoop. Crazy camber. We could do camber. Bigger whale tail, but it's massive. I think that the whale tail is well proportioned at this point. We've got our mono wiper as well. Like, can it get even more rally than this? Oh, Jesse, thank you for the donation. Yeah, super chat is working, it seems, which is nice. Do you have the mod for a massive supercharger? I do, but I don't want to put a massive supercharger on it. I mean, we could always do that, but I will save that for another vehicle. I haven't actually done that on any of my serious cars yet. Yeah, you see them supercharger stuff here. But it just doesn't really fit this car. However, while we're here, let's put a vent on it. What I'd like to do with my cars is I usually take a vent like this and then just kind of rotate it, slap it on. We can make that the same plastic as well. And I mean, it looks okay, but it's not amazing. What we could do is go for the actual like Bugo vent that it used to have, that I forgot to put on my version of this car when I made it. But we can take something like this and then shrink it like considerably. Maybe not that considerably. Go like this, plasticize the entire piece of it, and then we just have like a big vent on there. It doesn't quite look how I want it to. Maybe... Oh, thank you again. Top taillights? We could add some more taillights to it to make it a little bit more interesting. I think I'm going to stick with this for now. Or we can just make it the same color as the hood. That probably makes more sense. I don't know how I feel about that one. We'll have to see. Do you have any tips to make a decent car? My cars are always overly over the top, stupid fast, and don't work. I would say if you want to make a decent car, try making a like 150 horsepower car, and then learn how to do it from there. It's a little bit easier when you're working with lower speed, because like if you just make 1,000 horsepower every time, your cars are going to turn out wheel spin, basically, and it's going to be a little bit more challenging for you to like actually get something that moves. Okay, hold on. Let's unmirror these. Tyler, possibly use a rounder hood scoop? Yeah, you know what? Let's give that a shot. I'm just going to slap this thing on here. I'm going to darken it, though, so it doesn't look so obvious. And then it's currently green, but we're going plastic because, of course. I'm going to leave that there for now and think about it. What I might do, actually, you know what? Let's put that down here. That's the way that rally cars have their lights, isn't it? Like there's our third brake light right there. That actually looks decent. Okay, let's try a different hood scoop. We could go, nah, not those ones. This. No. Get rid of that. This one is a little bit more what I was after, but it's pretty much the same. We could go... Oh, no. Oh, okay. No. These ones are split, I think. Oh, that's a reverse hood scoop. That's cool. We could actually do that. 3 table wings. Oh, yeah, no, I totally am going to drive it in Beam. Requirements to download automation, like system requirements, you're gonna have to go on Steam to figure that out. I do not have that memorized. It's not that intense. Like the game itself isn't too bad to run. Beam, on the other hand, is pretty significant. Like BeamNG, you'll need a pretty decent computer to run it. Okay, I like this scoop a little bit better than the last one. It actually has a grill, which is nice. So if we go with that, like the actual Bugo has one of these like up here. So, or the actual Yugo, I mean, which is what this car was originally based off of. So we could go with that for now. Might adjust that a second in the future. And no offset. I like the offset though. It's wide. She's thick. Light bar. Add more mirrors. Let me see. So one thing we haven't touched on is rims. Oh, baller rims. I kind of like the like really crappy steel rims that I had on there. Like this. That's what they were. But we need to like a race looking thing. But we don't want to go too crazy, obviously. A light bar on the top. What type of engine is in it? It's currently an i3, very high revving i3, makes about 310 horsepower, which is about 10 times what this car had before I was doing all this. Flame, you know what, we definitely need, I just actually downloaded a mod today for some pretty decent, let me see about these rims though, pretty decent stickers that we can use. Oh boy, this is like old style Ford trucks rims, not trucks, like Explorer. Let's go with those. It's a little bit different. It's not too different, but I think it's going to work for us. One thing we should probably do is add like a massive intake under here. And then what was it? 4 spokes. We could go 4 spokes. Give it... No, don't worry. We're not even at suspension yet. We'll get there. We could plastic dip the wheels as well. They're currently just... Oh, plastic wheels actually do look a little bit better. One thing I want to do... Oh, okay, that's green. Whoops. One thing I want to do is modify the green a little bit so it's a touch darker. We'll turn down the shine and the flake. There we go. So it's just a little bit darker, which is kind of nice. I have not tried building a stance vehicle yet. I don't think I'm going to for a while. You should make a Ford Explorer. I mean, we could. One thing... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's work on this now while I'm thinking about it, because I totally forgot what I was thinking about before. But let's take a grill like this, because you see how the Bugo grill is already kind of notched like that. Obviously, the Bugo can't have chrome. So we'll get rid of the chrome and just make it plastic. But we'll make this, we can go translucent, just like that. And then what we can do is add an intercooler behind it. Or we could maybe go translucent. We could go for something that's a little bit more revealing like this one. You can see the holes through it. There you go. You can kind of see the engine a little bit better. It's the pro version of the Bugo. Oh, and it kind of needs some rally lights too, doesn't it? Let's see about that. So I've got like big lights like this that we can put on. Oh yeah. We can make our own like rally style bar. Unfortunately, they do have a bit of a stick to them. But, oh, there we go. We can put those like here. Make them a touch bigger. Change that to Translucent maybe looks better. That's fine. Oh, it is having a hard time selecting this. Come on. There we go. Tyler, what about pink because Mother's Day? That's a decent idea. Why don't we just do like a hint of pink then? Because it's currently drum brakes, but what we'll do is we'll go pink calipers just because it's Mother's Day. I like that idea. Why don't you make the color way darker in automation? This green will be bright as heck in Beam. Well, the Beam color is kind of hard to predict at this point. Like, if you go to the color I've made, I mean, we can turn down the shine, but if I just go dark, then it's, I don't know, it's not going to turn out as well as we would maybe hope. The Beam color exportation thing isn't amazing these days. Pink plastic. Hold on a sec. Wait, if we skip to brakes, like we're going vented discs because we want to actually stop, you will be able to see. Oh, they're currently green. I might have accidentally changed it. There we go. So they're pink. We got pink brake discs now. I'm liking the rally lights, but I don't know about the position of them. Maybe if we go down and like to the center a little bit, that's a little bit better. And then we can just duplicate these as well. If it would let me pick them. There we go. And we can put these slightly up. Like the classic. Hey, not bad. It's the Rally Edition Bugo. Bugo Sport. Yellow rally lights? We could try that, actually. If there's a good lens for it, at least. Basically, you can pick the lens. Oh, that's really yellow. Actually, that's a good yellow right there. If we pick this lens, that it should still shine with the headlights, but it will do, like it still looks nice and yellow, which is cool. Okay, I was adding an intercooler. I forgot about that. Let me see. I think it's in... It's a mod that I have somewhere. MISC, maybe? Yeah, MISC. So I've got these intercooler mods. We can grab an intercooler like this. And it sits right in there. That's really nice. Just make it a big intercooler. Just a big one. And so it's just hiding in the back there. It's a little detail that maybe you can't see too well. Probably won't be able to see it in Beam, but I like it. Just a little touch there. Purple headlights. I don't know if you can. Let's extend these out just a little bit. Whoa, it's freaking out. Oh, okay, my mistake. We will not extend them out anymore. We'll just go back to the way it was. The Bugo was never meant to be perfect, but in this day, it has become perfect. The ultimate rally / sport edition has been born, with its massive, one side is fake exhausts. It's basically looking exactly the same on the side, except for its extremely wide fenders, and a whole lot of plastic. It's nearly there. Okay, what we've got to do is, it's still 1980, so we can't get too crazy on this stuff. We could put a hitch on it, but we need some of these decals. We just have to have some demonstration of our sport capability in the form of decals. It seems the mod that I got is not working with this version of the game, so we'll just have to use the default ones, but that's okay because they're actually pretty decent if you use them correctly. So let's see, should we go, let's go for a red look. This might not be perfect, but it should be good enough for us. Oh boy. Oh no. Okay. So we have some interesting fixtures now. Let's put this one... Wait a minute. I have to select the original. Put that on number 2. Oh, it actually will not cover over the fuel cap, so we'll put the fuel cap back down there. These are just a touch too big, but if we line them up there, I think it'll actually look okay. We might have to change the green color again. VTEC decal, pink decal. You can't actually change the color of these decals, but I mean, we could dream. Discord. You can go on my Discord if you want to. You can join in with all the fun that we have there. I think we've got like 130 people on there, which is pretty decent. All right. Let's see. We need more decals. We could put one on the hood as well. I mean, in typical 80s fashion, put a big old thing on the front. Oh, yes. Just put that right like that. Okay, we need to have the symbol like completely within it, and that just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Oh, that's unfortunate. There we go. It is perfectly sized. What we can do now that we have these decals is kind of move this. We could mirror it as well. You know what? I think the mirroring is just a little bit too extra. And the red is a little bit too extra as well. Maybe these colored decals aren't the ones. What is this? Oh, it's like a picture of a Celine or something? We could just slap a Celine on there. Like, what is that? It's supposed to be a car, but it doesn't scale, so it just kind of looks like somebody just threw paint at your car one day. Kind of a mistake. Roof blower, gas cap on hood? No, I will not do that. Please put a light bar. We kind of do have a light bar. I think that's going to be good. You know what? I don't know about decals on this. I was thinking that we do something. I like the turbo on the back. That just makes sense. We could do turbo on the sides as well. We could just put turbo like down here. That just makes thematic sense as well. But I'm definitely into like the lighter touches with this car. And we're definitely going to have to bring that in a little bit as well. It's kind of broken at the hinge, but it's fine. Okay, let's go to wheels now that we have this like this. And we will increase that. It's actually not very quick at 235. Lockers and stuff. Oh boy, this is going to be rough. Let's go semi-slicks. In the front, if we go extremely wide, we still have wheel spin issues. Put VTEC, quad cam, put a blower on the hood. Do you want to try out a 4,100 horsepower car? I mean, you can send it to me if you want. I mean, we can always make one too. This car actually has 310 horsepower. Okay, let's bring up the graphs. Drivability is like not good. It is not even close to the thing. Braking is all over the place and incredibly bad. Downforce it actually has, which is a bonus. Gearing is interesting. If we raise this up, we should be able to get the drivability. There we go. Drivability is reasonable now. But those are some wide wheels. Oh boy. We'll decrease the offset in the back just a touch. It just seems a little bit off. And for the sake of everything here, we're going to increase the size of these so that we can get some bigger brakes. No door handles. You kind of need to get into it though. Thick rear tires. Yeah, no, we have to do thick rear tires. Chef, what? Horrible suspension. Right now it's way too tall, so we're going to lower it. But we have finally sorted out the wheel spin. Let me see. Okay. We have to fix the brakes. We have to... Wheel spin isn't as bad as it was. We can go manual locker, which might help. It's not going to help. Okay. Quality's still set to all the way down. Brakes are hot garbage, so we'll increase those, especially in the front. We're going to increase the size of them as well. And we do have good rear brakes now as well, which is good. That's just slightly unfortunate. There we go. So our brakes are actually within the graph space, which is nice. Downforce is good. Gearing is better. It can actually drive now. I think we have done some good work. Don't lower it too much or it'll jump while idling. With that cam, it might actually just fly. Let's go fully clad. Let's change the brake airflow because we need a bit of that. We're still keeping the spirit of the Bugo with all the quality sliders set all the way down. Don't worry about it. Okay, raising up the rear. Currently the front is pretty not so great, but if we raise up the rear angle, we're actually losing it. Oh yeah. So we have some good downforce now, which should hopefully help with it. But obviously the front wing angle has to be good, because otherwise this thing is not going to control in the slightest. Okay, we're taking out the rear seats. We do not need those at all. No safety. Safety is for people who care about safety. Hydropneumatic, race preset. That should help us a little bit. Ride height is all the way down. I'm a little afraid to look at it, to be honest. So we need to go back to the drivetrain. Specifically, top speed has increased a little bit. And is that all the way down? I guess it is leaf springs. Wet paper suspension. I don't know. I think that this has turned out better than I thought, as with most things. I always go into it like, well, this is going to be garbage. But because of the leaf springs, we could turn this thing into a monster truck. But yeah, this is as low as it's going to go with leaf springs, which is unfortunate, but just the way that it is. V10, slam it. Oh boy. Oh no. Weight and lack of power steering, reduced survivability. Okay, fine. The weakness, it wants power steering. We'll get rid of one error like that. Front dampers are hard, rear brake force is high. Wheel spin, yeah. I think it's fine. I think it might be set. It's probably not going to fit into any of the automation selling things. Like if we check the markets, oh whoops. If we check the markets, we're not going anywhere nice. We have three. Okay, muscle premium is what it thinks it could be, but we are brought down significantly, as it's only 4.1. Place a roof blower. Oh yeah, no, we are definitely going to Beam in just a minute. Put a name on that engine. Let me see. We'll call it the Bugo Sport Engine Variant 75. That's good enough for me. Let's export this thing to Beam and let's take it for a drive, see what it's like, and then we'll come back and make something else. Hopefully it's not terrible. I mean, we did spend a decent amount of time on it, so it should be okay. One thing to note is that I think the next vehicle will probably be an SUV of some kind. Not sure. I just don't make a lot of SUVs. But yikes, that race Bugo is sweet. It's really tall, but it's nice. I think we've actually done some good here. Alright, export. Alright, and when this is finished, we'll switch over to Beam, and we'll be good to go. Well, at least to try it quickly, and then switch to the next thing. Camber, I see so many camber things. Put a light bar on top. It is too late. It's too late. I like the light bar on the front. You don't need one on top. Okay, switch over to Beam. It's gonna take a second because I have to load up the game. Hopefully it works. I mean, sometimes it doesn't, but usually it does. Theoretically. Game, BeamNG. There we go. Just have to load it up and get my controller all plugged in and such. Alright. Let's just go to the grid map. There we go. Perfect. It's working. Monster SUV? I mean, we could do an SUV. Blazer, Bronco, Vomero engine in the Rhino. I mean, it would work in the Rhino, but we could do some other things as well. Vomero engine is pretty sweet. What is it, 2,900 horsepower V10? Oh, thank you, Gabe, for the $1 donation. Okay, let's get the UI back. We definitely need some of that UI. Put that on there. And then we will switch to the Bugo Sport. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's just spawn one of these. And we'll spawn a regular Bugo as well. Just because I want to compare the two. It's going to be interesting. What I was thinking... Okay, let's turn that off. Switch back to the other car. I was thinking that we could make like a giant SUV of some kind. I've made one before, the Sancho Long Boy, but it would be pretty sweet to... By the way, let me know if the Bugo deafens you. It is incredibly loud. And if it does, I'll fix that really quick. It's probably going to deafen the masses, so I'm going to pre-turn that down. Alright, it's at -26, so hopefully that's good enough. Okay, so let's just drive the regular Bugo for a second. Wow, it is blasting my eardrums. So this is 28 horsepower, sorry, regular Bugo. It's got an i4, lowest quality on everything. It is a little bit slow, but here, I'll demonstrate. I mean, it moves. It's Cometrismo-esque, but it is quite a bit faster than it. It drives straight, but it drives straight fairly slowly. Turning is an issue, as its turning circle is pretty large. The tiny wheels are good for weight, but they are not good for grip, so the steering is not particularly amazing. And I mean, what it makes up for, or what it lacks in speed, I mean, it makes up for in looks, because it's very plain, very simple, just a fun front-wheel drive disaster. So, next, the race Bugo, the Bugo Sport. If only we could put the Vomero engine in this. I mean, we can dream, but this is what we just made. The Bugo Sport with 310 horsepower. Really massive dual exhaust. Totally unnecessary, but I like it. I think that this is worthy of being a successor to the other Bugo over there. Let's start this thing up. This thing can go up to 10,000 RPM. Like, that's significant. Okay, here we go. Just ease on the gas. Oh my goodness, the splitter is shaking. Oh boy, it's not that slow. Okay, good. It's not Vomero fast, but it's not slow either, which is nice. Hold on a minute. Our rear light is working at the back. Okay, our front lights are working as well, which is cool. Other than the shaking, it seems to be okay. The shaking is really funny though out of the splitter. I don't know why it's doing that. Like, look at the splitter shaking there. And now it doesn't exist. But one thing you'll notice is that they added some cool scraping sounds to the game. So when you're scraping on the ground, you can actually listen to it, which is cool. Okay, here we go. So it's a manual, which means we can totally drop the clutch. If we go realistic, we go neutral. Rev that thing. And oh my goodness. It's shaking so violently. I'm not doing that with the camera, that's literally it. Look at the exhaust. What happened to it? Oh man, this thing is glitchy as heck. It seems the race Bugo does not want to exist. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. I think when you have the body quality set to low, it kind of breaks it. I don't know. It just seems to it seems to turn the car into jelly. It's not bad though. Like it's decently quick. The wheel spin isn't much of an issue. Like it's actually controllable, which is good. It's just weird that it's shaking so much. Build a Miata. I mean, okay, Miata's a little bit plain. You know what we could do though? Let's have a little bit of fun here for a second. Something that I did not do in the video with the Rhino, but I totally should have, is, oh goodness, the shaking is so bad with this. Let's crash the Bugo into the Rhino, and then we'll crash the Bugo Sport into the Rhino as well and see what it does. So I'm just gonna spawn, yeah, I'll spawn a Rhino over here, and then we'll crash the Bugo into it. And I mean, we could try the reverse as well. Whoops, too far. Where did it go? Oh yeah, it's the really like messed up profile picture. So the Rhino is like a 75 or 7800 kilo vehicle that I made in one of the previous videos. So we'll just put that there. Actually, let me start back up. This is an armored truck of some kind. We'll put that here. Right here. Down a little bit. Oh, it actually does have pink pads as well. There we go. So we'll leave that there just like that. Switch over to the race Bugo. Drive it back. Let's ram the regular Bugo into it first. And then we will ram the race one into it and see if either of them can break it. Let's give it a shot. Okay. So we'll start around here. Let's start this thing back up. Oh man, this engine is really awful sounding. It's going to be great in the Auto Olympics. Alright, we'll start from right here. Actually, a little bit farther back to be fair. And 3, 2, 1. Bugo power. 28 horsepower. Here we go. You can see the Rhino is getting hot over there. It has this issue where its brakes kind of melt when you have the parking brake on. And so it's still driving, but the Rhino is completely unfazed. We have turned the Bugo into some kind of scoop. I don't know. Okay, let's try the race one. Nah, that thing's fine. Switch back to the race one. Here we go. We can probably get up some decent speed with this. We just have to make sure that we actually hit it. Alright, here we go. Come on, right in between the wheels. Oh my goodness. It completely flattened it. The Rhino is undamaged at this point. This is, I don't even know what to say about this. Okay, hold on. Switch back to the Rhino. We'll take off the parking brake because it constantly is heating up his wheels. Start this thing back up. Okay, it seems the Bugo was successful at making the Rhino get stuck in the ground. But if we reset the Bugo, we'll just reset it back here. And then switch back to the Rhino. Like, there's no damage to it at all. It's not even slightly damaged. This is where the cars were hitting, and it's completely fine. Like, it doesn't even look different. It's perfect. Now all we have to do is blow it up like in Top Gear. Anyway, okay, I think in just a couple minutes we'll get on to the next build. I didn't want to spend too much time messing with this stuff in this game, but I think we're going to hit the Bugo here and finish it off. The Rhino itself is not particularly quick, but we'll give it a smash here and see if we can end its life, its miserable existence. Oh goodness. It's going into the wall now. Come on. Beautiful. And the Rhino remains unfazed. Alright, let's switch back to automation and let's make something else. Yeah, I just gotta switch over the tabs and stuff here. And load automation back up again. Thankfully, these games load pretty quick when you've just been playing them, which is nice. Oh, but this one has stolen my cursor. Build the polar opposite of the Bugo. Am I going to make more cars tonight? Well, I'm going to make one more, I think, before the night is over. But, like, sometimes I do 3. This time I'm doing 2, just because I want to sleep. But other than that, yeah. So one more car tonight. 2,000 horsepower go-kart. Make an SUV with the largest i3 but the worst parts. Time attack 4x4. Yeah, no, I can't edit the stream. I mean, I could edit these streams into, like, I don't know, into some kind of stream highlights video, but for now, I don't really have time to go through them, so I'm just uploading them as is. And this one should come out tomorrow, by the way, like the VOD. Okay, so I was thinking SUV, but I don't know exactly what to do. So we've got wagons, hatchbacks, no. Utilities, SUVs. These are choices for SUVs. Yikes, there's some ancient stuff in here, though. Race SUV, Explorer with a V8. Should we go insane, or should we go, like, semi-realistic, or should we go straight realism? That's always the issue that I have with this stuff. Big American SUV. Boxer. Hypercar. Big V8 super SUV. 20 horsepower Lambo. Do you mean like 2000 or 20? i5 supercar. Yeah, no, that large i3s are broken. It doesn't really work right. It seems to break itself. I'm hearing insane. Make an insanely good SUV, but with axle leafs. Drift car. Oh, goodness. Realistic. Lots and lots of people asking for insane. Realism. Semi-real. Insanely realistic. Goodness. If only we could do a poll in stream. I don't know if you can or not. Wow, okay, there's a lot of suggestions now. Front-wheel drive, V10 SUV, realism. Okay, maybe it's best that we do somewhere in between. Let's pick a body. We can do like Land Rover stuff, but we have done off-road before. Why don't we do... Okay, here's an idea. I've got an idea. Let's go race SUV, like stanced out, ready to race, super low. Maybe like... You remember Need for Speed Underground 2, how they have an Escalade in the game? Like, why don't we do that? Mega-sized, insane. Oh boy. Oh, what about a Land Rover? Like a newer Land Rover. I mean, that's not that new. There might be a newer version. Okay, there isn't. We can jump up. Well, we do have the... I don't think these export to Beam, but... limos could be cool. See, what caught my eye before was maybe like this, like the 70s. Or we could do Land Rover. Or Range Rover, I mean. Family van. Drift SUV. V8. I mean, we could do V8. V8 is pretty common. Community tab. No, it's fine. We're not going that serious. Oh yes, Land Rover. Dr. Robotnik would drive? Okay, I think we saw what he drove. It was just like black SUVs. Generic villain SUV. Front wheel drive. Uh, Somebody's made a poll. I don't think I'm actually going to read it though. I mean, I can. Whoops. Realistic or insane? No votes. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll just we'll go. I'm gonna go Land Rover. I've decided Land Rover, and I think what we can do is See, this is the part where it's like, is it insane or is it semi-real or is it meh? Oh goodness. 7,500 horsepower? That's not even possible. Okay, let's go treated steel, ladder frame though. We're going like race, like serious race style. So let's go longitudinal, of course, and let's go double wishbone stuff, like double wishbone on the front and the back. Rice SUV that's actually good at racing? Yeah, Tyler, that's pretty much exactly what we're doing. Thank you again for the donation. Like, I'm picturing, Need for Speed Underground, or Need for Speed Underground 2, they had Cadillacs, and they had, was it Hummers? They had Escalades, and they had maybe a Navigator, I don't know. They had SUVs, so I think we should totally, like, try and replicate that. We'll leave the quality sliders alone for now. So we could go V8. I think, you know what, let's go V8, why not? We'll go cast iron V8, and we'll make it a big lad too, like a big bore, big bore V8, big stroke as well. Obviously, it's not going to be that, so it's going to be rear wheel or possibly all-wheel drive. Maybe if we do like an 8.1 liter, 8.1 carburetor, 5.6 V8. I was thinking rear wheel drive just because, I mean, that's more classic truck. Stupid crazy. Iron block 7 liter. It's currently a cast iron block 8 liter. It's going to be a big lad. Should we go push rods? Should we go direct acting? I mean, we could go a little bit more modern. It's currently a 2020. Let's actually pull that back. We're going for 2000. We're going for that Need for Speed era now. So this is going to be weird. So we could go direct acting overhead cam, which is an older, more like Ford style thing. Push rods we could do as well. That's even older. Dual overhead, V12, push rods. Should we compromise and go overhead? 6.2. Push rod, leaded fuel. Oh boy. Aluminum heads. We could go aluminum heads. If it's too, like, heavy, then we will go aluminum heads. But for now, you know what? Let's go aluminum heads. Why not? Okay, no front wheel drive because who cares? We're not going to do 4x4. It's going to be... we don't need VVL either. Insides. We want some, like, beefy insides. So let's go forged. Heavy duty forged and forged again. We'll leave the quality down. Oh yeah, no, you know what? They put a choppy cam into this V8, so we're going to put it up almost to race. We could go... VVT is kind of un-American. Who cares though? Let's go VVT. Turbo. I don't know. Turbo? Maybe not. Let's just quickly go through this. We'll just go... okay, we could go leaded fuel as well. Turbo equals stupid. Push rod leaded fuel. Oh boy. This is getting a little wild. Gas mileage, who cares about that? It's a pretty decent size SUV. I keep forgetting that it's a Land Rover, right? It's not even... Like, when I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of... like, Cadillac Escalade style thing. But if we just go for the Land Rover style, like, big V8, then, I mean, we can just kind of do whatever we want. So let's go, you know what, dual exhaust, why not? Fuel system, I kind of just put it on like some crazy specs. Again, we're going semi-realistic. It's realistic in some senses, but it's also not at all in others. And mufflers suck, so we're getting rid of those. 551 horsepower, and we haven't even tuned it yet. Yikes. Okay, so we don't. We're gonna need more exhaust diameter. Let's be real, and we're probably going to need more interior interior pieces. So if we raise up that, we're just going to lose power. What we have to do first is raise the RPM limit. Oh, it's really not liking that, but we'll stick with it for now. Exhaust. We can get a bit more power out of it by lowering the exhaust size. Probably, it's like really high in the fuel mixture. But that means that we can up the compression a touch. Or we could just increase the cam profile. Yeah, why not? 650 horsepower. Who needs it? Ignition timing, we need more RPM. Down in the fuel mixture a bit. Turbo, max boost eco turbo. Do a race car with it. We just did that. The Bugo has race car specs now with its current version, and it also has quality sliders all the way down. Right, let's lower that. So our conrods don't die. 13-to-1 compression. That's a lot of compression. We don't need that much. I like the 655. That's a good number. But we can get more out of it just with some simple fuel tweaks. 665. Oh boy. Can we get 700? Do we need more than 700? I don't know. If we need more than 700, we could raise up some of the quality sliders a bit. I think what we probably should do before we go any further is just raise up the quality to +8 of the insides so it doesn't grenade itself instantly. It's got a full cam V8 low compression. This is going to be a good sounding engine, I hope. I think that's good. I think that might be it. 676 horsepower. I mean, we can always try for a bit more, though. Oh, yeah. Okay, so our compression was lacking. Oh, boy. Okay, this was a mistake right from the beginning, but that is some high compression. 700 horsepower. I mean, we can just keep going, right? Hey, why not? We'll just up the compression. It turns out the 13-to-1 compression was not too far away, but for the sake of our sanity, let's look at the fuel. We're not even using it. We're not even using the octane that we have. We've got super leaded fuel and we don't even need it. We could have been using low quality fuel getting this power. There we go. Now we're using the octane. Let's jump up to 100. There we go. Oh, goodness. You know what? We could probably just leave it as is. 93. See? Back to leaded. Back to high fuel mixture. Oh, boy. 700 horsepower. Okay, let's stop messing with it. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's good for what we need. Now, what really matters here is style. We've got our old style Land Rover. Pretty sure this one has a bumper-to-bumper warranty. Oh, goodness. It's a little too real. Oh, wow. We can make it long, though. That is a giant thing. Let's go short. These can be straight up. I like it just as is like that. I like the front as is as well. Probably going to need a little bit of width on it because we're going to be racing this thing. Paint color. Big body. Hold on a minute. Pink, red. Wait, why? Oh, that's Bugo red, isn't it? Oh, that's a nice blue. We could just go for, oh boy. We can just modify the green that I just made, actually. That seems like a good option. Brown? Oh boy. Oh no. This is pink, purple. See, like, normal cars are really just like black or white, and that's really it. We could just make it white. It's just like the ultimate soccer mom vehicle. What about like a light gray? That's not bad. We'll just leave that for now. When it comes to wheels, we'll make those chrome wheels. Oh boy. Black wheels maybe? I definitely have a black. Yeah, there we go. That's actually, yeah, this is just, it's just black. If we save that though, we should be able to, yeah, nice. Trim, plastic trim, chrome trim, black trim, plastic trim. Okay, I'm messing with it a lot, but I think we've got it to a point that it's like, let's quickly skip to the drivetrain. Let's go all-wheel drive for now. I'm just gonna like quickly run through these because I just want to change the wheels and like the stance of it real quick. Oh boy, okay, geared and radials, semi-slicks. Put some big wheels on it. Oh boy, those are big. And then if we, oh yeah, we'll increase that size. We'll increase this size, so it's got some monster wheels on it. Carbon, okay, alloy, we will go full carbon. I'm just gonna quickly skip through the brakes, and we'll just quickly skip through the, like this stuff as well. I just want to stance it real quick just to see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. So this is where we can stance the thing. Let's go hydro pneumatic. Although it's not very sporty. Okay, we'll just go active sport, and then we'll go adaptive. Just put it somewhere in between, and then race preset. Oh yes. Oh boy. That is really slammed. That is exactly what I wanted to see. And it can go even lower than that. That is perfect. It's perfect. Okay. So this is what we're working with now. This is what we're dealing with, and we can change it anytime we need to. But not bad. It's the slammed Rover. Max seats, carbon ceramic. Goodness. Okay, let's work on the looks of it right now. If we change the rims, we should probably change them into something. I really like these Trig, the same rims as I used on the Trig X. They almost go with everything. Like, you could slap them on this and it'd be fine. Just taking a quick drink there. Can probably go to... Oh, these ones are pretty ugly. Oh boy. How baller do we want to be? This looks like a trailer. Like, actually, you know what? It's kind of muscle car-y, I guess. Let's design the front. So we need some headlights, of course. Keeping... Oh, it's 2020. Whoops. Okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter. It just means we have access to all the fixtures. These headlights, like, you don't really think of them as modern, but... Oh boy. Should we go insane on the headlights design, or should we just go, like, regular? If we're going for that Need for Speed Underground look, then it's gonna have to be, very odd. 5-spoke. Wings. See, in the spirit of Mother's Day, this is a mother-type vehicle. It's gotta have some bling. I just don't like the shape of these lights. So let's go back to try something else. These ones have options. Oh no, this is not what was made for this. This thing has to have square lights. I don't think there's any other option. Oh wow, those are really plain. Okay, hold on. no options there. I like to have those lights that have like quite a few choices. Oh boy. It's honestly just getting like worse as I look at it more. Yikes. Okay, that's definitely not gonna work. Let's see, we could do... Oh boy, that's not gonna work either. LEDs, massive chrome bumper. We didn't change the bumpers just because I want it to be all like one cohesive color. Okay, usually like what I do when I'm struggling on a car build and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, I just do other parts of it. So I'll just put door handles on it, for example. And then it's like, well, at least it has something. And then from that something, you can start to create things. So for example, we need some mirrors. West Coast Customs level of baller. You know, I was thinking that, like, another Need for Speed style thing going on. We could go like huge rims as well. So we have to decide, like, do we want to commit to the Need for Speed look, or do we want to go for more of a classic look? One central light. Angry eyes. Oh boy, there's so much going on now. See, we can get away with 24s. Whew, 26s. Hold on, let's just get rid of that, like, constant air. Oh, actually, you know what? I like the 26s, so we'll leave those on. We can use that to kind of build up what we want on this. It's gonna have to be all-wheel drive, otherwise it's gonna be undrivable. But that's nice. This is inspiring me a little bit in order to make something much worse than I was previously going to. So I think we're gonna have to go with these lights. But why don't we take some of the more odd ones? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh boy. It's just odd. It's just really odd. None of them are really going to satisfy, I don't think. Unless we like really modify them highly. We can bring that down a bit. And then maybe make it wider. But not that version of it. Okay. Skipping that for a bit. Come back to it when I have an idea. Obviously the back is a lot easier. So we should be able to do that. Just a little bit easier at least. Oh no, we can bedazzle it. Make it cross-eyed. Perfect 10 out of 10. Oh no. Meaty intake. I definitely see. Whoops, I just dropped my controller. I definitely see the bonus of doing something like that. No rounded edges. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's do the back real quick, just while I'm thinking about it. So what I was thinking for the back was we can take... Oh boy. These are like S2000 lights or something, but... they curve a little bit too much up top, so we'll have to switch to something that doesn't. This is pretty much what happens every time I make something in this game, by the way. Like, you don't see it because I just edit it out, but whenever I'm making my videos, I'm very undecisive on what I want to do. So I'm just like wondering for 10-20 minutes usually before I actually settle on something. That's usually how it goes. There we go. Now it just looks sad. If we switch it. Switch that. Just look at the shape for now and we can fix the rest of it later. Okay, that's chrome. That's not the right one though. Translucent, that's a little bit better. I don't know. It takes care of the turn signal issue. We can make them quite a bit darker. Or we could just make it body colored. That's obviously not going to work out for us. We could actually take this and just make it translucent as well. Just have these big rear lights. I kind of like the look of it, actually. Okay, we'll leave those. Please put a top light bar or I will die. No. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. Make the bonnet higher. We can put a bump in the bonnet. That might be an idea. Currently, I'm just like thinking about the back. Thankfully, it's already kind of formed for us, so we don't have to do too much. What we could do is put a diffuser on it. It doesn't make much sense for a truck, but hey, why not? Diffuser. We also have all these weird options, but I tend to use these ones more so. Oh boy. I put a diffuser, I think it was actually this one, or one that was similar on the Bugo that we just made. And yeah, it was flopping around. Okay, alright. I think if we're going plastic like this, we're going to have to add a bit more plastic. But for now, we can add exhaust, because it is dual exhaust, so it will need its exhaust pieces. Gotta have some big old cannons on the back as usual. Point them down slightly. I mean, we could try that. Oh yeah, that's actually not bad. Just make them bigger. There we go. I don't know what it is about this game, but I just keep making cars with massive exhausts. Okay, this kind of tucks it in a little bit more, so I'm going to leave it like that. Nice. Okay, so it's got some big exhaust out the back. It's got door handles. It has lights. It needs more lights because it's going to have to be able to go... it's going to have to be able to pass the laws of... You know what? I just realized what I've done here. I'm a complete idiot. I didn't even make these red. They're supposed to be rear lights and they're not even red. There we go. Okay, we need a light up top too. Let's add that before I forget. Take one of these, unmirror it. Let's put it in the window. Make it a little bit smaller, darker. Make this dark too. Okay, it's coming along. This sticks out so much. I guess what we could do is darken it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I mean, it's slowly coming along here, very slowly. We are missing a few key components that I definitely want to have, though. We definitely need an antenna. So we'll put that up here. We can actually put that... It doesn't make sense for it to be on the back door, but we can put it up there. It does not have a turbo V8. It kind of just has a V8. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to do lettering and stuff on the back, too. But I think the back, like, it's simple, but it's sorted. It's like, that's nice. It's just a classy look. Okay, the front end. This is where it gets challenging. Maybe if we do the grille first, I'll be able to think of what I want to do for the headlights. If we open this bad boy up, just make it a huge, huge grille. Oh boy, it's massive. And it is also broken. There we go. Okay, that works. And now we just need some big square lights to fill that area. So if we just get lights like this, just like, oh boy. Flip that around. This is an awkward looking one, I will admit. But hey, it's old school styling, all right? Make these on an upper layer. Bring it in a little bit more. We need some big lights. Ooh, those are massive. Oh goodness. It looks like it's wearing glasses. Okay. Make that darker. Make this translucent. That looks nicer. We'll make this body colored. Okay, that's a bit off. Maybe just like that. One giant pop-up headlight on the roof. More chrome. I don't usually make things with chrome. Is this not Land Rover enough for you? Massive headlights? Okay, hold on. Let's make these translucent as well. Oh yeah, it's coming together now. We're getting there. What is this white? We'll just make that clear. This is chrome. Chrome. Yeah, we need it to be chrome on the inside, I think. This grille. Obviously it's too big now. We don't need it to be that big. Looks cross-eyed. You know what? It kind of does look kind of dumb, but if we make them a little smaller, it doesn't quite line up. I guess we can get it to just fit perfectly, but I want it to fit in between those lines just like that. It's almost there. Just a little bit. What we can do though is we can change this to be dark as well so it somewhat matches it. Oh yeah. Weird, but interesting. Okay, now we need to do some other things underneath so it doesn't look so dumb. Let's see. We could just slap a Lexus grill on here. What is this? Whoa. Whoa, game. What are these supposed to be? Okay, we're going to ignore that. You know what? It can't just have those like bendy pieces on it and stuff. It's got to be like angular. It just makes more sense. Hood scoop. Give this car a smile. It's kind of just like stunned face right now. Let me see. So we definitely need... that's kind of weird. We need some fog lights though. I'm trying to think of like legit Land Rovers like of this generation, what they looked like. But I do not remember. We're just going to have to wing it. Okay, we can use some of these to our advantage. Probably... Probably going to... Oh, that's an interesting one. So if we make this bigger, we can have lights on the top and then lights on the bottom as well, and just have them be like incredibly similar. So if we make these translucent, then they're just like the same lights but repeated on the bottom. Okay, this front end is it's getting worse and worse as time goes on. Oh, chrome? No, like this. Like that's pretty much exactly what this is, only just underneath. Oh, look at that. If we shrink them a little bit. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Okay, it's not taking the shape that I had intended, but it's turning into something interesting. And that's really all that matters. Right, it has some serious options in that. Let's go... Oh boy. Oh yeah. Okay. No, never mind. Oh goodness. Okay, never mind again. Alright, these old chrome pieces are a little bit too old. My goodness, they're huge though. Seems like that's just like a chrome version of some of the other stuff you can get. Trying to be like delicate with this one. Oh man. Of all the cars I've made, this has got to be one of the worst ones. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Handlebar mustache? Oh no, what have you guys come up with here? I'm trying to remember, I keep saying this, but it's like which ones actually work in Beam? I think the ones that are non-transparent, like this, will work. Oh, it's very awkward, but it's interesting. You know what we haven't done yet is a lip. We're going to want to have to control the, I mean, we're going to want to be able to control the, like, downforce options, so we're going to need a lip for sure. We have it on the back, but we'll need one on, as I just put on the front. Probably a wing, too, of some kind. We just did a car with yellow fog lights, so I think we're going to avoid that. What we do need is a badge to pull all this together. Could make it a bat. Spider? Oh boy. Okay, that's a little bit odd. Centurion? Hold on a minute. Interesting. Not bad. Blower, handlebar stash. Oh goodness. I mean, your suggestions are interesting, but we're not going to do those things just yet. Let's see. We also need, if we're going to do that, we should put one on the side to mirror that. So it's got many decals to show off its branding. It can also definitely use a wing. Now, on the last build we did a whale tail. But I think that's just, like, too showy for this car, even though it is pretty showy already. Let's try and do a spoiler, as the game calls them. They never work right, though. Like, they just never sit correctly. Oh, man, that's bad. Okay. Shrink it in. Make that pull out a bit. It might be an aligning issue. Like, it would be great if in the game they had an option to turn off the, like the way that the things wrap around the vehicle. I don't know if there actually is, but just for some parts, like if it was within here or something, that'd be great. Why is that on the fourth layer? There we go. Okay, we'll leave that. It's like a nice little subtle piece. I think it works. Spartan. I like that name actually. Let's call it the Spartan. Did I spell that right? Whoops, it's an AN. Spartan. Oh, I saw Vortex as well. That's cool. Spartan Vortex. Cool name, actually. What do you think of it so far? Is there anything missing other than the obvious massive blowers and such? We totally need to go and tune the brakes. We've got to tune the wheels. We have quite a bit left to do, obviously, on this one, but oh, you know what? We forgot to put some stuff on the back. Now that I'm looking at it, let's put the handle on the back. Can't forget to unmirror them because it will definitely not remind you to do that. So we have a handle now, which is at least something. But we're going to put a symbol as well. Not that symbol though. Maybe we could go with this, like just the default lettering. And then we'll just kind of like duplicate it a bunch of times. That's usually what I do with this stuff. So it's like SPARTAN. That should work. And then once I change all the letters, I just line it up. It just makes more sense. So then you have everything all ready to go and you know approximately how it's going to need to move. Rename it Conquest. Conquest is a cool name as well, but I think we'll save that for something else. Switch it to this. And an N. There we go. Spartan. I already made all the badges Spartan, so This just makes sense. Whoops. Oh, goodness. If we take this, get it in perfect. It is like super unaligned right now. Raise those. I think we just have to raise all of these up just a touch. There we go. Spartan. And then over on the other side, Vortex. So like my whoops. My example with this is like if you just duplicate all the letters and you know approximately how big your word is going to be. So it's like VORTEX, and then I can see like I want to bring it over a little bit. There we go. Almost got it. Vortex. Oh, that T somehow jumped up a little bit, but that's fine. After this, we're moving on to the drivetrain part. There we go. Spartan Vortex. Nice. Daytona wing. Decals. Oh, you know what? Actually, we could erase this and put the V8 lettering. That's a good idea. Do I have it still? I definitely had some V8 stuff in the past. Not sure where it went though. Goodness, I swear I saw this. Going blind already. 4x4. Well, that's good enough for now. I think we've got everything. I think that might be it style-wise. It doesn't need to be too fancy. We're missing reverse lights, but it's okay. Handlebar stash? I don't even know what you mean by that. Deserves a Daytona wing? Oh, goodness. Let's try and drive it first. Alright, drivetrain. So we touched this a little bit. We didn't do it too much. 95% wheel spin at the beginning. I guess that's kind of what you expect. Let's lower it down like this. Okay, wheel spin is a little bit better now that we've changed the power distribution. Usually with all-wheel drive, you can kind of just fix wheel spin instantly like that. So I'm going to increase the spacing quite a bit. And we should be good there. Semi-slicks, big rear tires, 26-inch rims, which is sweet. Now we need some discs. It's probably going to be reasonably heavy, so I'm going to employ that trick that I did with the brakes last time. Last time with the CTS knockoff that I did, we'll lower the brakes down, but also have them be big, and we'll change that in a bit. Let's go semi-clad. We'll raise up the brake airflow a little bit. And then in seats, we'll go... I mean, we could just add a bunch of seats. It's just going to be weight, though. We'll go ABS as well. And we'll come back to that. Okay, let's go through the graphs. So drivability is a little bit low. The white line is outside of where it should be, so it will oversteer. We have to fix that. Braking versus grip. We have very strong brakes. Oh, actually, sorry, very weak brakes. They're not even close to strong enough. We definitely need to raise the lines above these other lines, so we can go back and do that. We're actually making uplift down here. Stiff suspension. No, it's going to be mega stiff, so don't worry. It's quick. It's got its issues, though. Let's fix the brakes first. Okay, so our brakes are just kind of crap. Let's make them huge. Let's make the brakes just massive. And then we'll just increase the pad type to fix it. Like, it being more of a race-oriented car, like, it's fine if the if the pads themselves are all the way up. We might have to jump up in pistons, and same thing there. Yeah, perfect. So it's actually decent on brakes. I think I'm going to increase these a little bit. A pad type is already as big as it can be. Let's go 4 piston, because why not? Just increase that too. Perfect. So it's actually going to stop now, which is a bonus. Drivability should be up a little bit, yeah. But we need to fix this issue here with the wheels. Okay, this is a little bit better. Things are improving. Our front wheels were just too big, it seems, and we're kind of lacking a little bit in there as well. These are going to have to be as big as they can get. No, pad type definitely matters at this point. It's a little dangerous, just a little bit dangerous. But we've got this into at least a reasonable sense before it was up, which is just dangerous. Downforce, we got to fix that. Okay. We might have to go for more angle. Let's go downforce. Screw it. Okay, there we go. So we have at least some sort of downforce at the front, which is good. And again, that should increase our drivability. Yeah, I mean, things are very slowly getting towards they need to be. It's more rear wheel than all-wheel drive, so increasing this is important. And downforce at 60 should be set. How much does it weigh? Oh my goodness, it's 2,250 kilos. That is a lot. But it does have 700 horsepower, so should be pretty good. Race preset once again. Yikes, that tuck there, that is nice. The fitment. The Spartan Vortex has some serious fitment. What kind of engine is it? It is a, let's see, 8 liter, 8.1 liter, 700 horsepower, 90 degree V8 cast iron. No, I can tell that this is probably going to drive very awkwardly as well. But hey, why not give it a shot? We're almost there though. I think that it's pretty much, like, it's close to where it should be. All things considered. Downforce is still bad, but hey, it's fine. We've got good downforce in the rear. This is not doing much. Steering is okay. It's not particularly good either. Let's go back to here. Oops, spacing is still a little bit high, probably. I can lower that down. Drop it down into the back just a little bit more. Yeah, that fixes our wheel spin. 5-spoke rims. Handlebar stash and Daytona wing. I think you're trying to push a bit of a narrative here. If we switch to sequential, yeah, we can get a little bit of it out of there. I think I'm good with just as is. I think we're set. Let's try this thing out in Beam and see what it turns into. I have a feeling it's probably going to drive decently well. It's pretty heavy, so it's not going to be amazingly fast, but it should be fine. Let's give it an export and see what it turns into. Yeah, okay, it's going to be able to keep all of its stuff too, which is perfect. It's not bad looking. Like, it actually turned out okay. I think it pays to spend a bit of time on it. Okay, let's go to the scene. Let's switch over to Beam, and we will try this thing out. Alright, I'm just checking out the mods really quick. And yeah, it seems like some of the stuff just isn't up to date, so that's why it wasn't working for us before. But yeah, just so we know for next time. Can't use some of those sweet, sweet decals, but that's okay. We'll get those in the future. Alright, switching back to Beam. Whoops. Gotta mute automation and show Beam. There we go. My computer is kinda dying. You might be able to hear it in the background, actually. It's on my desk. Okay. So let's spawn this thing and see what on earth we have created. Where is it? There it is. Spartan Vortex. Nice. I like this one. Let's see. Okay, it's pretty loud. Its exhaust is kind of pointing out. I don't know if I did that on purpose or not, kind of a mistake. But yikes, it actually turned out pretty decent. I really like the trailer wheels on it. It's not bad. Lights, they work. Oh boy, they're bright. And let's take it for a drive. Oh goodness. Wow, it's reasonably quick. Oh boy, okay. This is actually... It's not bad. Like, the wheel spin isn't even an issue. It's a good thing we made it all-wheel drive, though, because otherwise it would probably not go so well. But just as, like, a racing truck, it's actually quick. Yes, I do say yikes a lot. It is a bit of a habit. Yikes, by the way. Alright. I think what we're going to do is let's spawn the same sort of thing that we did last time. The same little setup that we had. And then we will crash this into the Rhino and see what it does. If you were there for that, that was like an hour ago, then yeah, you know what happened to the Bugo when we crashed it into the Rhino. But let's try it with this one, see what this turns into. So for those of you who don't know, the Rhino is an incredibly heavy armored vehicle, and I have just started crashing things into it as sort of a test. A test of their merit in comparison to this one, where this weighs 7,600 or 800 kilos. The the cars that I've been crashing into it so far have only been, well, under 1,000, we'll say. So this should be interesting. This one is 2,250, I think. Let's give it a bit of a wind up, and then we'll ram it into the Rhino and see what it does. I really like the look of this SUV, by the way. Like, it's kind of an odd one, but it's not bad. It's like this, I don't know, it's kind of like Range Rover, but then on the back it doesn't really look like it. It looks like old Blazer. It's just kind of weird, but it's cool. I can definitely see ways to improve it, but I like the way it's come out so far. So let's back up all the way over here, and then we'll crash into the Rhino at full speed. By the way, if you thought that automation cars do not brake, then you're going to be in for something here. I'm not going to go slow-mo, we'll just destroy ourselves in the thing. Okay, the engine is still working. I mean, that's probably not exactly realistic. But the Rhino is it bent? Has something so far bent the Rhino? Okay, it looks like it has. Goodness. Somehow the Spartan has punctured the Rhino's hard exterior. We'll just respawn this. Yeah, so it dented it, but it still drives perfectly fine. Like, it would take some serious pain to destroy this thing. Not bad. Oh goodness, okay, I just crashed it. Well, it's still going. I think the Rhino definitely is one of the next things on my list, by the way, to receive an upgrade. This one, I mean, it's reasonably fast, but it just needs more, like, more power. I'm talking, like, Vomero engine and full, like, quality everything, as big as brakes as we can put on it, because it barely stops at this point. Yeah, the Rhino's definitely going to get something eventually in one of these streams. Alright, so back to the Spartan. It turned out well. I think that this race truck platform is not bad. So what we're going to have to do at some point is make one of these race trucks for the Autoflux games. I think we have 2 cars left, so just as a bit of a spoiler, probably one of them is going to be something like this. We shall see. Goodness. So let's take a look back quickly. Okay, we're kind of like rolling away right now. Let's take a quick look back at the cars that I have made so far today. So it's just these two. The Bugo Sport and this one. But I think we've done some good work today. Like, of the cars we've made, they're actually decent looking. And the Bugo Sport is like a pretty fancy rally sport version of the Bugo, with turbo and also massive exhaust. And then we've got this. Turned out pretty good, actually. I'm quite surprised. I'm pretty darn pleased with it. I think that that what we've done here has been good. So, wait. Can we make the last contestant for the Autoflux games with a giant Daytona wing? I mean, we could. Modernizing a 70s or 80s hot hatch for the next Autoflux games starter. I mean, we could. We've only got 2 cars left, so probably end up just... I have a few ideas. Like, basically what I'm doing with the Autoflux games is just kind of... I'm trying to be different about it this year. Like last year, it wasn't even last year. It was like a couple months ago, or not even a couple months ago, like 2 months ago. I guess that is a couple months, but yeah, I basically just did a lot of like turbos and V8s. So I've been mixing it up, and that's the same thing that's going to happen with all future games. It'll be more mixing things up. But yeah, so this is what we made today. Turned out pretty decent, actually. Pretty happy with all this. But that's going to be it for this stream. I know it's only been 2 hours, but it's time for me to pack it up. I've got to work tomorrow, so yeah, that's kind of what I get for streaming on a Sunday. But yeah, it's been good. It's been fun to make this stuff. It's been cool to be streaming again. It's been a while. I'm probably going to be able to stream next weekend, whether it be the showcase or not. I'm not sure, but we shall see. Anyway, thank you for everybody who donated. Thank you for coming out and watching the stream. And I will see you again in the near future. Should be a video the next 2 days, actually. So, yeah, it's going to be good. See ya.